Less than 24 hours. We are less than 24 hours away from the big day. I know almost every 4 years we in the media say it, but this is the biggest election of our lifetimes. Both sides actually happen to believe this right now. The only difference is if Republicans win, we'll do this all over again in 4 years with a new wave of attack ads on a guy who just made America strong again. At the time, it'll probably be J.D. Vance running at that point. And they'll call him a Nazi because the media is nothing but predictable. But if the left wins,
the Dem administration is bringing in vast numbers of illegals deliberately into swing states. Over the past 3.5 years, I think it's like there's like a 500% increase in illegals in swing states. What a coincidence.
And they'll be voting citizens by the time the next election rolls around. Elon's not kidding. Like I said the other day, and like I said, they will likely pack the court. D.C. will probably become a state, giving the Democrats 2 more senators. Even if they don't pack the court, Kamala Harris might get 2 Supreme Court justice picks. Roberts is 69, Samuel Alito is 74, Clarence Thomas is 76. Keep in mind, the Virginia case that just went through, the 3 liberal justices just voted to allow people who may not be citizens to stay on the voter rolls for our elections. So if you think I'm wrong about any of this, just look at the facts. Look, you watch this show and this network, and I know you're engaged. What I'm about to say might not apply to you, but it might apply to somebody you know. So bear with me. Look, you don't think this is a big deal? You don't think Democrats won't do whatever they want when they win? Dude, they just raided a guy's house, detained him and his wife for 5 hours, asked her immigration status because he had a pet squirrel who they just killed. What do you think they will do to gun owners after they outlaw guns, which they said they're going to do? This election is about that type of government overreach and whether or not you have a court that can keep that in check. We certainly know that DOJ doesn't give a hoot about the law. This election is about whether or not you can afford groceries, fuel, and a mortgage. Can you choose how you want to educate your kids, whether or not they get to see a man in the girls' locker rooms, whether we're going to see World War III or have world peace. Tomorrow's results will definitively decide whether or not the dollar collapses as the world's currency, whether unelected bureaucrats can suppress your voices, throw political opponents in jail. I mean, Bannon just got out of jail. Navarro was in there too, for arguably less than what Eric Holder did, contempt of Congress, under the same charge. But Eric Holder trafficked guns to the Mexican drug cartel. And what's the left's closing message right now? That someone threatened a member of the press?
My friend, the legendary photographer at the AP, Evan Vucci, who's traveling with the Trump campaign here, says that as each rally goes on, particularly last night in Georgia, the threats from the crowd to the press, they're there in the arena, only growing. They're really concerned there about the security situation.
Well, who here would like to know why? I mean, I'm not condoning threats against the press, but this is what happens when we, the people, have been lied to for years. People get angry. I wish it wasn't this way, but when you lie to people, when you call them stupid, racist, horrible, conspiracy theorists, and when we find out everything you just said was a lie, yeah, people get super annoyed by that. This election could decide whether we go to war or not. It might be convenient for you not to go vote tomorrow. You may be tired or busy or whatever, but look at your kids or tell your friends to look at their kids. And if you're not going to the polls, if they're not going to the polls or not, even if they're voting for the wrong person, that may decide whether or not those kids go to war. No excuse. Your life may be easier tomorrow if you can't get to the polls because whatever reason, but your kids' lives won't be. Oh, you don't do politics? Well, stand by. Politics is about to do you. You don't think your vote matters? In my hometown, there was a race that controls the vast majority of my town's budget. Education came down to 1 vote. Make that nationwide. You get to 20,000 people real fast, and there goes the election. And all you folks who go on social media, you text your friends, or sometimes even text me. I get texts all the time. Oh, someone needs to do this. Someone needs to do that. You do it. Be the person you're waiting for. If you don't bring your people to the polls, if you have a friend that doesn't vote, it's everyone's fault. It's your fault. It's their fault. If you don't vote, it's not, oh, well. It's don't complain about a single thing that happens for the next 4 years or the rest of your life. Our founding fathers intended us to make an informed decision, and there are millions of people that are either misinformed or not informed at all that are voting. You want their purple-haired voice to be worth more than yours? Hit the phones.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.